Hi, my name is Robin Wong. I'm a photographer based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I have with me the Olympus XZ1. And I'm going to talk about why I think all compact cameras are great for street photography. Let's do this!
Gambar bos, gambar. Okay, 1, 2, and one more. Okay, jangan gerak. Okay, tengok Thank you.
I'm doing street POV today, and my setup is very simple, the Olympus XZ1. Though the third-party auto lens cap that I have on the camera is a little bit faulty, but doesn't matter, I'm gonna have fun. I got this camera for really cheap. I think it's only about 250 ringgit. That's about $50 US. And I've made a video about this camera quite recently. I'll put the link to the video up here. Please check it out. I want to just share why I think this camera works so well for me for doing street photography. I'm currently shooting in River of Life or Masjid Jamek area. It's not too far from Petaling Street, but the light isn't looking so good. I hope the light improves as we go along. And the setting for this camera today is very straightforward. I'm shooting everything in program mode or P, and I set my ISO to auto. I don't expect this to be a challenging shoot. It is under bright sunlight, and I just want to have fun and focus on what truly matters, the decisive moment, the story and composition.
You first, later you. Okay. Alright. 1, 2, and last one. Your hair is very nice. Smile. Okay. Handsome. Thank you. Okay.
Reason number one why I think an all-compact camera is awesome for street photographer is because the camera is so cheap. And because it doesn't cost a lot, then you don't have to worry about an expensive item. Imagine if you are carrying a $3,000 worth of camera equipment and you constantly go on the street, watch over your shoulder if someone is going to come and steal or rob the camera from you. So having the peace of mind, carrying something so cheap, and because it's so small, it doesn't look like something very valuable, or it doesn't look like something worth stealing. And even if someone comes and rob and snatch this camera from you, it doesn't really matter because hey, it is so cheap, you can just buy another one. So there's very little consequence. And because you don't have to worry so much, you have that peace of mind, you can just go around and just really enjoy doing your street photography. Reason number two, using an old camera also will improve your photography because an old camera will give you some limitations. The technical capabilities, of course, is not as good as today's more modern and advanced cameras. The camera will be slightly slower, it doesn't have that super shallow depth of field effect, the image sensor is smaller, so you have limited high ISO shooting, limited dynamic range. There's only so much you can do, you can't even change the lens with this camera. So having some limitations on the camera while you are doing some photography is actually beneficial because then you have to work harder to overcome these weaknesses or limitations, and that itself can really test your skills as a photographer.
Bos, gambar boleh bos? Gambar. Okay. Okay, senyum. 1, 2, and last one. Satu lagi. Okay. Ini mata tutup. Okay. Thank you.
Reason number 3 is that even an old camera can produce excellent image quality. If this camera can really perform 10, 15 years ago, it is still a great camera today. And understanding how to make sure or how to get the best out of the camera is part of the game of good photography. At that time was the flagship compact camera for Olympus, the Z1, and it is no slouch. It can produce some really sharp images with amazing colors thanks to the CCD image sensor. And if you know what you're doing, you can get some really good results even today in the year 2023. Reason number 4, of course, being a compact camera, the camera is truly small and light. It is so much easier for you to carry around. You don't feel the strain on your fingers or on your wrist or your hands or any part of the body, and it's so much more of a joy to use if you have longer shooting sessions compared to, say, if you're bringing a full-frame DSLR or with much larger or heavier lenses. And it's also much lesser to pack because the camera is so small, you can fit into your pocket or a small camera bag, and having less is actually more. Oh, and another advantage of using a much smaller camera, well, when you're shooting portraits of strangers or you're shooting people, they'll feel less threatened with what you're holding in your hand than, say, a large black box pointing at them. They'll look a lot more intimidating. Using a much smaller camera and simplifying your workflow when shooting, because this technically is meant to be used as a compact point and shoot, this also will help you to focus more on what's important in photography. It's not all about technical perfection, it's not all about how sharp your images is or how much shallow depth of field you can get or getting zero noise or as much dynamic range, but in street photography, what truly matters are the story, the composition, the decisive moment, what you're trying to convey in your photograph. So taking away the technicality or technical obsession while handling a camera and knowing that this camera is quite limited, that will make you focus more on what's truly important in street photography.
Bos. Okay. One more. Okay, dekat sikit. Malaysia. We're from here. Okay, one more. And last one. Okay, see the photo. Handsome. Thank you so much.
That's all I have to share about why an old compact camera can be a great camera for street photography. Do let me know if you use a compact camera as well. What are your thoughts and what's your setup for your street photography? I would love to hear from you. If you found my sharing beneficial, if you've enjoyed looking at my photographs, please consider buying me a cup of coffee, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal. Links in the description below on how you can do that. Any small contribution goes a long way. It'll definitely help me to continue making more content and publish them right here. Until the next one, please go out and take more photographs. Bye bye. you.